Okay. Check. All right, buddy, I'm trying to, there we go. Going back. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for checking in. Hop Sauce Investing here. Look, I wanted to do a quick market update. I'm going to show you a couple charts. Now, it's really interesting what we've been seeing. The main theme today is just don't chase those green candles. Okay, and I've been talking to a couple people personal, and I have a couple mentors that are some of the most savvy economic experts that are out there, and everybody's saying the same thing. This could be looked at as a bull trap. Now, technical analysis is one thing that we have to really rely on. Okay, and then secondly, we have to look at some other things outside of that economically. How are we doing right now? Look, the Treasury Department is buying its own bonds is part of this discussion. Now it's kind of a false narrative. Okay, we haven't seen that the 30-year yield is up, hit 5.34% a few days ago. That created a risk-on environment. That's why we saw this huge pump for the last 5 days. That's partly why. Now, it is because when it hit that top, it backed off because they bought their own bonds, and so we went into a risk-on environment. Smart money moved in to cryptocurrency. That's what we saw, the pump. Now, if you didn't get into XRP around the dollar zone to where it took off, it's too late. Like, it's called FOMO, okay? As some of you know, fear of missing out. You see these green candles, you go and want to get in. Guess what happens when you see these big candles run up? Huge, there's 3, 4 green candles. You're the exit liquidity for the smart money, okay? If that makes sense. Don't be the exit liquidity. That's what we're talking about here. So, looking here, I got a couple bullet points. It's not rolling over as quick as I thought. Okay, when I'm looking at this thing, I had a couple conversations saying it's gonna dump. But right now we were in that consolidation zone, is what this is called. Okay, it's markets usually look. It's not gonna go straight up forever. We know that. Okay, we got the pump. We're in the pause right now, consolidation. The next move will determine which way the trend is going to be established. Okay, now, a bunch of YouTubers out there going, the bull run's back. That's a normal human emotion. That's a normal thought to have when you see these green candles. It's not true. It's not. Look, this is not financial advice. This is just me. From experience, I've seen this before. I got involved in crypto in 2021, and I was like, whoa, this is easy, man. I won't get into that whole thing, but I saw it pump, and then it went away, and I didn't take my profit. So right now, I'm not saying to sell everything. Here's my message, everybody. If you got into XRP around $1 and you're profitable, shout out to Economic Ninja, taught me this. It helped me understand to be a more savvy investor. Take some profits. Whatever. Let's say you put $100 in, the thing pumped 40%. Take $40 back, put it in your account. Now you're a winner. Okay, there's something about human psychology that when you win, you put money back in. You have options. Let the rest of it ride. Now you protect your downside. I mean, what if that thing dumps back below $1? Guess what? You're still profitable. Okay, because you pulled that 40% off. So you have a 40% downward protection on your investment. And the beautiful thing about this, look, I don't know if it's going to go back down, but we have to look on where the next support level is below it, just sitting there at 150. Okay, let's pull this chart up right here. This is, it's going to be, we'll go Bitcoin first because Bitcoin runs the narrative. Bitcoin is basically what everything else follows. Now, and of course, it's a higher market cap, so it's not going to have as big of gains. Here's Bitcoin trading at just below 80. Okay, see, it was hovering right around that 80,000, 79,182. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row we had those big candles starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look what's going on here. This is called the resistance level, everybody. Technically speaking, you can scoot back further and see that this 80,000 was a level in the past as well. These are daily candles. Prints one candle every day. Now, to me, this is a situation where, scoot this over a little bit. See this blue line? That's an average volume right here for the last 20 days. So there still is some buyers. When it's above that line right there, my speculation is that these are retail buyers getting in on FOMO. Look at this. The candle is small. It's not enough to move the price action. Now, second thing, relative strength index is kind of flattening out. This is overbought. You can't see it right under my face here, but it's at 63. Okay, anything above 50. Okay, there it is right there. Anything above 50 is, oh my God, that's the average. I'm sorry, it's up at 82. We are way overbought on Bitcoin right now. See how it's starting to, this is the upper range of the strength, but it's flattening out. This could be rolling over soon. Something to be aware of. Okay, let's look at XRP. Look, same narrative, man. But it's higher percentages because Bitcoin only moved the percentage on that one. Let's measure it real quick. Bitcoin moved approximately, that was huge, 25%. That was pretty big. XRP from that $1 should be more than 25% just because the market cap scenario, and it's, look at, just about 50%. Look at that. Just about 50%. So double. That's how this game works, everybody. Okay, take notes on what I'm saying right now. This is very important. Smaller amounts of money move the cryptos that have a lower market cap. Okay, that's how it works. Now, look at, we're already seeing this RSI roll over. We're already seeing red volume. That is mean that the sellers, the bears, are starting to control this situation right here, this narrative. Now, fortunately, I had bought XRP around 40 cents like 2 years ago. And I beat myself up because when we had that huge run up earlier in the year, up to over $3, I was holding I was going to sell at $5. Okay, so I made a mistake. I didn't take profits. I could have taken like $15,000 off the table and been sitting happy. I thought I wanted 30 or 50. Okay, I wanted to go bigger. That's what happens. It's human psychology, human emotion. I watched the thing trickle all the way back down to $1. Didn't take my profits, and I'm like, man, if this thing has a run again, I'm gonna pull some off, and that's what I did. Okay, you get your 3 to 5x. Be happy that you put your profits. Now I've got sitting on some cash. So when this rolls over and come back down, I don't know where support's going to be. Could be around this $1. Could be a little higher because I go back there. There is a $1.10 support zone, and there is a $1.15 to 16 support zone. So speculation. This is not financial advice. This is going to roll back down to one of those support zones. We're going to take a look at it. That couple grand I pulled off the table, I'm going to buy at a cheaper price. That's what I'm trying to share with you today. That's kind of what the swing trader mentality, investors mentality, that's how this game works, everybody. Just take little profits as you go. Pat yourself on the back. There's something about energy that makes you feel like a winner that's going to help you in future. All right, cool. Ethereum, real quick, same thing. Look at that, man. Ethereum, what was the percentage? Now remember, it's a higher market cap than XRP. So if I had to ask the viewers, go ahead and put in the chat there, what would the percent, what would you speculate? Bitcoin is about 25% pump. XRP was a 50% pump. What would you speculate that Ethereum is in the middle of those two market caps? Put it in there. Woo. Exactly. 33%. So it just, this stuff just makes sense when you start looking at it. Okay, this is Ethereum, about a 33% pump. So wanted to share that with y'all today. Now just remember, we're not in the best situation economically, and there's a lot more to be said about that, and it gets very complicated. Economics are very complicated, but the Federal Reserve has kind of lost its ability to lower rates. When the Treasury Department is buying back the bonds that they put more of them on the market for sale, the Treasury can't control that. I'm sorry, the Fed can't control that. And so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And it's going to play into the real estate market as well. So to finish up, I'm just going down here. Here's the takeaways. Crypto had a strong pump. Now it's consolidating. Okay, so the consolidation could lead to another move higher. We just need to see what the price action does on that level, on those levels. But it could also pause before the rollover, which in my opinion, I think that's what's going to happen. So don't get emotional. Okay, don't chase. We're not going to assume that the bull run is confirmed just because we had that strong move. By the way, get on TradingView. I got a link below. It's free. You just put your email in there. TradingView is the best charting platform out there. If you ask me, it's awesome. So if the market does roll over, look, we're going to be stoked that you had a plan, that you took a little bit of profits off. And look, if you bought higher, that's fine too. Don't even worry about it. Just learn from this move, but don't sell if you're negative. Okay, if in your portfolio, if you have that red sitting there, don't sell. You don't lose if you don't sell when it's red. It will recover, ladies and gentlemen. When, we don't know. You just have to be patient. Now, those are the things I'm watching for right now in crypto. So throw me a comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking, what positions you might be holding. And if any of this information helped out, trust me, it's coming from experience. I've gone through a couple cycles like this. So if you are watching the chart, like I said, I do have that TradingView link, and it's the correct one. Don't get scammed. Okay, there are different scams out there to try to get you to sign up for things that aren't real. Okay, and remember, folks, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I've seen in the markets, and how I'm thinking to manage risk. All right, everybody, appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Hop Sauce Investing signing out. We're independent thinkers. Real investors do their thing. All right.